Oh, yes. Okay, guys. Well, it's good to have everybody back on here, guys. Yeah, we're back on the set again, and it's gonna be a good show today, guys. Okay, today's gonna be a good show. Yes, today's gonna be a great show. Hmm? As you can see, what they say, I'm grateful, uncle. So we're gonna be talking about, you know, couple of stuff, couple of things, you know, and we're gonna also talk about the CDC, and we're gonna get into the ungratefulness of Joseph Boakai. Okay, so we call him the ungrateful uncle. So Joseph Boakai is ungrateful. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. But before we get into that, I want to welcome everybody. Okay, I want to say welcome to all of you to my platform. And I also want to say, for those of you who are going to be watching me live, I want to say, please like the show and share with other people. Invite your friends. And for those of you who are going to be watching me later on, um, yes, please like the show, share the video with other people. Let the message go around. Look, feel free to leave your comment. It doesn't matter whatever comment you please to leave. That's up to you. I don't really care. Okay, so leave your comments. Okay, but before we get into that, I want to start off with a music video. It's gonna be JD Dawn. Okay, so shout out to JD Dawn on this one. This is one of the old stuff, but the quality is great. The message is great. Beautiful song. So I love this music. Okay, so shout out to JD Dawn on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's about Jetty Town. Jetty Town. Like coke. Baby, I want you. I need you. I want you to be by my side. I wanna hold you, touch your body, and make you feel alright. Hey, love in my heart all day. Anything you do, I'll stay. Even if the money not there, even if the money not fair. I love in my heart all day. Anything you do, I'll stay. Even if the money not there, if the money not fair. Niña mucha, bebé. Niña mucha, bebé. I'm feeling this paradise, heaven can testify that you and I. Nothing can separate us. Not even now. Just got about us. Forget about the parties. Focus on the good days. The way we used to be. The way we used to be. Forget about the parties. Focus on the good days. Yeah. Every time when I see your face, I see you smile, oh my, I'll be there. Love in my heart all day. Anything you do, I'll stay. Even if the money not there, even if the money not fair. Love in my heart all day. Anything you do, I'll stay. Even if the money not there, if the money not fair. Niña mucha, bebé. Niña mucha, bebé. Feeling this paradise, heaven can testify that you and I. Nothing can separate us. Not even now. Just got about us. You and I. You and I. Yeah. You and I. Yeah. You and I. You and I. Yeah. You and I, 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 you and I.
Yeah. Shout out to JD Dawn on that one, guys. Like I said, this is how we start our show. Um, every day is gonna be JD Dawn and Obadiah Topa on this platform from now on. So it's gonna be two artists that's gonna be we're gonna be promoting on this platform from now on. Okay. So I want to say shout out to JD Dawn on that one. You and I, that's a beautiful song there for all the beautiful ladies out there too. You know what I mean? Uh, that's why I like this kid, man. Like, he's been putting in work. He make music for the soul. That's the important thing about music, because you make music for the soul. You know what I mean? Make music for the people. And that music was touching. I like it. But yeah, let's go. Well, let's go do one more song. Okay, we're gonna go to Zembe Tutu. No, I'm gonna go straight to Zamale. Let's go to Zamale by Obadiah Tokba, and then we're gonna get into our show. Okay, so guys, feel free. Like, the music that I'm playing on this show, they're all on YouTube. They're all available. You can get them. You can get them on any streaming platforms. Okay, so there's no biggie about it. So whatever songs that you like on my platform, all you gotta do, go down to YouTube, Audio Mac, whatever platform that you feel free, go on there, download any music you want, and support these guys. Like I always say, most importantly, it's not about you downloading their music, but while you're on their platform, just do yourself a favor and subscribe to their platform or follow them on their platforms. Like, when you follow an artist, whatever they drop, it comes on your phone. It's going to alert on your phone, and you'll be the first person to see. So that's why I keep asking you guys, don't just go there and download their music. I want y'all to go there and actually follow them. Leave a comment. Leave a comment how you feel about their work. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter. Leave your comment still. If you like it, leave a good comment, bad comment, it doesn't matter. Cause they want to listen to your opinion, what you feel about them. Okay. So let's listen to Obadiah Tokwa, okay, Zamale, and we're gonna get into our show. All right, let's listen to Zamale by Obi. Yeah, let's go on this one. Yeah, okay. Let's listen to Obadiah.
I say keep playing our, I say keep playing, yeah. I say keep playing our, I say keep playing, yeah. I say keep playing our. Beat master. Oh, Samale, Kanubaya, Samale ko, Kanubaya, Samale, Kanubaya, Samale ko is a special kind of day for everybody. Yeah. Samale ko is a special kind of day for black and white, for old and young. Oh, Zamale go, Kanumaya, Zamale. Akamayana, nobody on camera. Akamayana, nobody on camera. Yes, Yamina, Zubuena, Yagagela, Yamina, Yagagela. Yeah, Yabo Pome Bogabe, Yakame Kwabo, Pome Bogabe, Yakame Kwabo. Oh, Zamale, Kanumaya, Zamale go. If you want to do it, then you can come with your partner. If you want to do it, then you can come with your partner. You don't have a partner, you can borrow from your friend. When you finish with it, you can give it back to them. When you finish with it, you can give it back to them. Oh, Samale, Kanumaya, Samale, go, Kanumaya, Samale. Samale, I wear. Why? Oh, why? Semana con la yesa le cualo kena. Semana con la yesa le cualo kena. When llama yo, ella cope cuavano. When llama yo, ella cope cuavano. How be la mo? Alolonga, yado balolonga. Alolonga, yado balolonga. Oh, somebody, somebody, somebody. Kanuba yewa, kanuba yewa. Nena chewa be konera oh. Nena konya lewe, yade mumu. Nena bo yade we, wago mumu. Nena me yade, yade mumu. Oh, somebody, kanuba yewa, somebody, kanuba yewa. Kanubaya. So what that way? Awa, I say, awa, I say, awa. Oh, somebody go. Kanubaya, oh, somebody. What can you see? I said, can you wait? Oh, somebody. What can you see? I said, can you wait? Oh, somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we go home. I mean, that's how we start the show tonight. Okay, guys. So yes, once again, I want to say good morning to you guys. Good afternoon, good evening. Depending on your location, wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, I want to say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Now for those of you who are watching me on Facebook, YouTube, Facebook and YouTube, I want to say good morning to all of you guys, and good afternoon, depending where you find yourself. So you see, I like to get straight into my topic. I don't like to beat around the bush. I like to go straight to the point because I don't have time to be wasting around. Like, too much of wasting time is what made Liberia is not developing because we waste time too much. We beat around, We know we're gonna say something, but we're gonna keep, trying to bring in different stuff. No, I'm very direct. If I have a show playing, I play one or two music and I go straight into that and I'll go and talk about what I want to talk about. Now, my I'm gonna be talking about a few things, right? I'm gonna be talking about the CDC. Okay. Apparently, Liberians have forgotten their frustrations. Liberians have forgotten how difficult it is for them to find food to eat. Liberians have forgotten how hard the country is, how unsafe the country is under Joseph Boakai regime. But all they're worried about is to go and listen to Stanton Waterspoon, you know, a criminal platform like Stanton Waterspoon, who the only thing he cared about is to make himself look popular, right? That's what Stanton Waterspoon stand to gain. Now, Stanton Waterspoon liked the name CDC so much that he cannot have a show without speaking about the CDC. What is the big deal for somebody to leave a party? This is not the first time a person is leaving a party. And it's not going to be the last time somebody's leaving a political party. No, because everybody has their right to choose which party they want to go to, whichever party they feel like they're going to support. So I don't see what's the big deal that people are celebrating because Sir Joseph is leaving the CDC. Sir Joseph leaving the CDC, I mean, it might be a big blow to the CDC because Sir Joseph he has the weight. But that does not mean the CDC is going to crumble. No, the CDC is not going to crumble because the CDC is not just a political party. The CDC is an institution. Okay. Like I told y'all before that the CDC is within your blood, within your veins. The CDC is within our homes, in our heart. So it's not just because somebody is leaving the CDC means that the CDC is going to break down. No, one person cannot break down an institution. The only person that can do that is Joseph Boakai because that's why he's good at breaking down institution. But you see, the CDC is not like the Unity Party. The CDC is not like the other political party. No, the CDC is a grassroots party. It's a party for young people, for the youth. So no matter how many people leave the CDC is never going to break down. So people need to understand that the CDC is always going to be there. Okay, if we leave, if one person is leaving, there's 10 people coming in. Like, many of you know the history of the CDC. How many people left? Some people left the CDC and went and created their own political party, and you cannot even hear about this party. Some people think that when they leave the CDC, they're gonna go there and they're gonna be a big shot. No, you cannot, because Liberia is almost like a two-state two political party state. So Liberia is like a two-party state. So I don't care how many little parties that you guys have. You know, Sir Joseph trying to play the People Action Party. That ain't gonna do nothing. It's just gonna be another addition to other parties that we have that are not even consistent, or they're not even operational. Okay, that's how Sir Joseph Party is gonna be like. Okay, so the CDC is gonna be a party, and the institution is gonna be there. And sedition, we are everywhere. Okay, even a young babies coming out. The first thing to think about is CDC, because they know that the CDC is the people party. It's not like the Unity Party. It's not like the ANC. It's not like the whatever party, the CMC or whatever it is. CDC is not just a party. CDC is an institution. Okay, it's within the CDC that you see a lot of young people become somebody in life. The CDC is there to give opportunity to young people who feel like they can't make it anymore. That's when the CDC come in and embrace them and give them lives and change their life. So the CDC is not just about a building or a party. No, the CDC is an institution. The CDC is there to make people believe that, yes, I can do it. Okay? The CDC is not a party where you have a 90 years old advisor. It's not a party where, you know, the young people is going to campaign for them. And then at the end of the day, they're going to push the young people away and they start to bring in old folks. No, the CDC doesn't do that. So no matter how many people leave the CDC is still going to be an institution. It's still going to be standing there because one person cannot break down the CDC. Okay. So if some of y'all don't even understand the history of the CDC, but y'all want to be talking. Some of y'all don't even you don't even have facts. But you listen to other radio or talk shows and you go down on Facebook and you start to write nonsense. See, this is the problem where Joseph Boakai is treating the way he's treating you people, because you people are not worried about yourselves, about your life, or you guys are not even worried about what your children are going to eat. You're worried about a political party. If you are not part of the CDC, why are you worried about the CDC? Leave the worries to us, the sedition, to worry about it. We don't need y'all to worry about it for us, because we can do it ourselves. So I don't know why Liberians are so hypocrite, or they're so like, man, I don't even know how to distract some Liberians. All right, people are out there writing nonsense on Facebook, not because you have a smartphone, maybe you can write nonsense on this blue app. You know, some of you are writing, whatever you're writing has no weight. Who knows you? Or do you think that just by mentioning the CDC, you're gonna be famous? No, you ain't gonna be famous. Stanton Waterspoon is doing it because, I mean, Stanton Waterspoon has one of the biggest platforms in Liberia, and the only way Stanton Waterspoon can stay relevant into the media world is to mention the CDC and to talk crap about the CDC. But you see, we don't listen, because Stanton Waterspoon's voice has no weight. Those are the people that brought in this wicked old man that we have. Stanton Waterspoon were the same people that that's encouraged all of you Liberians, by supplying back of rice, by giving you little things. And you guys are running all around, all unity party, unity party. Now, at the end of the day, Stanton Waterspoon left all of you guys in the gutter. He's out. How many of you that supported the unity party that can go to the hospital and put down a $200 deposit so that your family member can be killed? Okay? The people, the politicians that you are supporting, the ministers that you're supporting today, the lawmakers that you're supporting today, they can walk down to GFK and put down $5,000 because they have it. And you know how they got it? That's your money. They're taking your money. And you guys are so blind and just keep writing nonsense on social media about the CDC. That's not going to change the CDC. Sir Joseph can go. I mean, we wish him good luck. Okay. Everybody wants to advance in life. Everybody wants to be elevated in life. You know, nobody has a plan to stay to where they are. As you know, unlike most of you Liberians who are so complacent. Okay, you guys just want to sit down, you know, and not do anything with your life, even though you know that your children are hungry, your children are not going to school. Instead of you getting off your butt and go out there and hustle and make some money to put food on the table, no, you guys ain't doing that. But you want to sit down because you managed to have $10 data in your phone, you know, to go on Facebook and start writing nonsense about the CDC. The CDC is not just a party. The CDC is an institution, okay, where great people come up. The CDC gave opportunity. Just in 6 years, see the amount of young people that came from nowhere and become somebody. And because of that, a lot of those old folks that was in politics, but they are mad and they're jealous to see people like or Kalasco, or to see people like Finabondo, to see these people coming up and becoming somebody. You know what I mean? So the CDC is not just a political party where one person can just crash it. No, it does not matter how many people leave. The CDC is still going to be stronger than ever before. I mean, the CDC had a chance though. They blew it off. They make mistakes. But that's what we're human. We learn from our mistakes. Okay, we learn from our mistakes. So now that the CDC is in opposition, they're learning. Obviously, because they're in opposition, some people are so power greedy. Some people are so greedy for money. They don't want to be in opposition. They want to be close to a president like Joseph Boakai, who they know that he got no weight. So they want to be close to him to be able to steal from them, so that the Liberian people cannot afford medical drugs in hospitals, so that the Liberian cannot have a safe drinking water, so that the Liberian cannot have food on their table. So that's why you see all these people are running after Joseph Boakai. Sir Joseph leaving, obviously we know Sir Joseph was going to leave. Thomas Fala left. Those are Lofians, you know? So that's how ungrateful people are. Somebody that, you know, they said, do not stop the hand that feed you. You know what I mean? You know? It doesn't matter if the person was able to help you with a cup of water when you needed the water the most, and it was there to give you a cup of water, and you drank that water and you felt good. You should always have gratitude for this type of people. Okay? But in Liberia, we have a problem. You and your best friend gonna be best friend for over 10 years, at least 15, 20 years. And once something happened and you guys decided to split and go apart, there's no more secret to be kept. Everybody start breaking each other butt out. That's not how it's supposed to be. Okay, that's not how it's supposed to be. Now I'm glad that people like Nathaniel McGill they were able to come out. I'm glad that Malubake Malu, all these people were able to come out and debunk Sir Joseph and his lies. And people are saying, oh, Jangako is backing Sir Joseph. No, Jangako is not backing Sir Joseph. He's telling Sir Joseph to return once you come to your senses. I mean, nobody, somebody leaving, that's the number dropping. But we're still going to have at least 10 more people. So I don't know why Liberians, are so focused on the CDC and giving a free pass to the Unity Party who are in government now and just stealing the Liberian money. But you guys are worried about CDC that has another 4 years to contest in the election. Instead of you guys holding your government to their feet to do some of what they promised you people. Now, you guys ain't doing that. You guys are worried about an opposition party that doesn't even care about you guys and doing their own thing. You guys are worried about that and forgetting about the Unity Party that is in government now. Now, what has changed? Since the Unity Party came to power, what has changed? What has changed? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's no implementation. There's no investor. There's nothing happening in the country other than Gregory Coleman and his gangs on the street, embarrassing people's lives, harassing people, disturbing the peace of community doors, stopping motorbikes, keke rallies, pimping rallies from going out on a hustle to at least make something to feed themselves. That's the only thing that has changed. The governance structure is different, but the same thing is what going on. So I don't understand why people are, against the CDC. All right. Ah, people, come on.
Beatmaster. Samale, Kanubaya, Samale, Kanubaya, Samale, Kanubaya, Samalego is a special kind of jet for everybody. Yeah. Samalego is a special kind of jet for black and white, for old and young. Oh, Samalego, Kanubaya, Samale. Akamayana, nobody on camera. Akamayana, nobody on camera. Yes,
Yeah, guys, sorry. I think my camera was tripping, so that's why. But yeah, look, like I was saying, why is it that Liberians are more worried about the CDC? That's the thing I don't get. Joseph Boakai is in power now. What is happening, guys? You guys are so frustrating. You know what I mean? You guys are so frustrating. There's nothing good, happening in the country, but you guys are worried about a political party that is in opposition. That's what you guys are worried about. Why are you worried about the CDC? The CDC is not in power. This Liberian people said that they don't want the CDC because the CDC wasn't doing this and that. Now you have a rescue father who came to power to rescue his children from drowning in the ocean. But what has he done? Apparently, he's turned his back on his children. They, they're about to be to drown, or they're about to be eaten by an alligator, and he turned his back. That's the rescue father that you have. So you meant to be focusing on the unity party, the party that's in government, so that they can do what is right. Why are you worried about a party that is going to contest in 2029? That's 4 years from now. Your life needs to start getting better now until we can get to 2020 or 2029. But when you start worrying about the CDC, who is not in power and cannot better your life because they don't have the power as it is, then you are going out of you are going out of your way, because your way should be Joseph Boakai. Your way should be the Unity Party government. So don't be carried away by the Unity Party and their propaganda. All it's trying to do is to divert your attention to the CDC so that they can go ahead and steal even more. Okay, so Liberian people, y'all need to focus on the party that on the party that is in government now, which is the Unity Party. Your focus should be Joseph Boakai, holding Joseph Boakai accountable for everything that he promises you guys. Okay, Joseph Boakai told you guys that when he took power, even children won't be selling plastic or plastics or whatever water on the street. But since he took over close to 2 years, the numbers of children who are out of school and selling in the street has doubled. And the sad thing about this is that these kids are out of school and they're selling on the street and nobody's buying from them because there's no money in the country. The money is in the pocket of Joseph Boakai and his gang. So why aren't you people worried about that instead of worrying about George Manuel Weah, who's enjoying his life? What, like, how dumb can you people be? Like, I don't get it. That's so dumb. That's so stupid. You know what I mean? Focus on people that promise you. These people, they promise you. They promise you certain things. They promise you jobs. They promise you Medicare. These people, they promise you everything. So you people should focus your attention on them and your anger on them, not on the CDC. The CDC have another 4 years to wait. Okay, so let the CDC fight within the CDC while you guys hold the president accountable for his promises that he made to you. Okay, Joshua does not owe you anything because Joshua is not in power, so he got nothing. He cannot answer to you guys. He cannot offer you guys anything until 2029. Okay, so instead of waiting and fighting the CDC, you should be fighting Joseph Boakai because your future is in the hand of Joseph Boakai. The livelihood of your children is in the hand of Joseph Boakai. So the way Joseph Boakai carry this country, that's the way the future of your children is going to get better or it's going to get messed up. So you people need to be wise. This is why I keep saying Liberians and their IQ is too low. You guys focus your energy on something that is not relevant instead of focusing your energy, in the right channel. Okay, do you look? Look what's happening, man. Look what's happening to this government. Okay, Liberian people, be wise. That's all I'm saying. Be wise. Okay, these people came in power on lies. Now the lies is choking them, it's suffocating them. They cannot breathe because they've been suffocated by their lies. So they're looking for every little thing to divert your attention to it and forget about them. Because if nobody is everyone focused on them, they know that the Liberian people are going to realize that this government is the worst government that ever come to power. Okay. This government came to power just so few individuals can enjoy. While majority of the Liberian people go to bed hungry. This, yeah, guys, yeah, man. I don't know, man. What's wrong with Liberian people, man? You guys, like, you guys got to be joking. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have to be joking because, oh man, that, you know what? Let me play Sugar Ants. Okay, let me play Sugar Ants for you guys. To
Maobi Lemon, Sugar ants, be all around, be all around. Yeah, sugar ants, oh, sugar ants, be all around. Looking for sweet, they less sweet thing. Oh yeah, sugar ant. I want a Morovia, with some more money. They call me Papa, they call me Shiki, yeah. When my money feeling, they chillin' for me. They accept me, they look down on me.
you see, this is Liberian people problem. You know, all of them have turned into sugar ants and kiss in the eyes of all the politicians. You know, look, excuse me for my French, but that's exactly what happening. You know, you guys are everywhere, cho. You know, looking for people that that's gonna put $10 in your pocket. You know, why do we like? What's the parable say? Teach a man how to hunt, and not for you to give him meat all the time, right? So instead of the government teaching you guys how to make money for yourself, they are more than happy to give you $10 to make you guys feel like shit. That's what's happening. But I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff. You know what I mean? I came here just for a short time. So I'm not going to take too much time on this thing, you know. But yeah, but we're gonna transition into the other topic. Okay.
Maobi Lemon, oh yeah. Liberia mentality is like a virus, that flowing through the land. Liberia mentality is like a virus, that flowing through the land. Let us stop it today to be Liberia. We are one people. Stop the mentality, yeah. Mentality, Liberia mentality. Let's stop it today. Miss la musica, ube miss wa musica. Miss la musica, ube miss la musica. Mentality, let's stop the mentality. Liberia mentality.
Say so, Liberians. You know, this is the reason I love Liberian mentality. Guys, this is a beautiful song. Okay. Like you can find these songs on all streaming platforms. On YouTube, Spotify, Boomplay, Apple Music, or wherever you place to go. Go down and download that music, Liberian Mentality by Obadiah Tokwa. Trust me, beautiful song. And this is what we are. We Liberian. This is who we are. We we want to keep doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different result. It doesn't work like that. Okay, it doesn't work like that. If you want something, you got to work for it. Now, our energy should be focused on this government that's in power, on these liars. These people came to power to lies. Now, most of you might have seen, most of you might have seen Jacqueline. Jacqueline, most of you might have seen Jacqueline. She's been blasting at this government. Not the government, but she's been blasting at Joseph Boakai. And that's tells us that the cat is eating her own baby, right? Because these people, they have started to fight among themselves. When we told the Liberian people, and we said to the Liberian people, do not vote for somebody like Joseph Boakai. Do not vote a man like Joseph Boakai. This man have no record of success in his life. This man, from 1982, he began working in the government till 2025. He has not achieved a single thing. This man lavishes money, or he stole his money somewhere where he doesn't want to touch, or his children has lavished his money to the point that his children now, they have turned into drugs dealer. So we told you people, do not, Liberian, do not vote for Joseph Boakai, because Joseph Boakai is not a man of vision. You see, not everybody that have gray hair is a wise man. Not every old man with gray hair is wise. Some people have gray hair because even a baby can be born with a gray hair. But you people didn't listen. You said, "Oh, we're voting Joseph Boakai because of the experience that he brings to the to government." Now you guys are seeing the experience. You guys are seeing the 42 years experience that Joseph Boakai is bringing into the government. Liberians, your life is beginning to change. Some of you now have started eating 3 times a day. Mark Japatet said, see, 1958 country Guinea, the people eat 3 times a day. But see, 1847 Liberia, how many times do we eat? And this is the man in government as well. This is the man in government. And guess what? When he said that, the president embraced him. Because the president knows that he's saying the truth. Liberians cannot afford to eat 3 square meals a day. They'll be happy to have breakfast and dinner or breakfast and lunch. So what is the experience that this old man brings to power? Because this old man doesn't have anything to offer the Liberian people. This old cargo train does not have no vision. This man is visionless. Now, when we told the Liberian people do not vote for Joseph Boakai, they said, "Oh, Joshua is stealing our money. Joshua is doing this. Joshua is doing that. Oh, Joshua is building houses." Forgetting to know Joshua is coming from a celebrity background. And celebrity, they live a large life. Celebrity don't live like normal people. They live because they're used to certain lifestyle. So Joshua never built house when he was a senator. He never built house. He lavished his money. And some of you who are stuck in this nonsense, you have not even seen $1,000 US with your eyes before. You have not hold $500 in your hand. And you sit on social media and talk about Joshua is stealing our money. Now, we have the Messiah. The Messiah came to save you people. Liberian people, the greedy people, the selfish people, the despicable people, they sat together, they brainstorm themselves, and they come down to the Liberian people and brainwash the Liberian people. And they said, let's go with Joseph Boakai. Even though Joseph Boakai told them, He does not have money. He lives on loan. He lives by borrowing money. And the people say, well, we know you to be an old man who doesn't have money, who live on loan. So we're going to support you. We're going to borrow you money. We're going to put money together and push a campaign. That's how people like Jacqueline married. People like Jacqueline was able to start giving Joseph Boakai money. But most of them, when you ask them, they say, oh, I'm not doing this for jobs. I'm not doing this for anything. I'm doing this for Liberia. Now, where is the love for Liberia now? Do you think that Joseph Boakai, do you guys think that Joseph Boakai was going to just go around and just lavishing, like giving job to just anybody? No. Because like I said, Joseph Boakai is a very wicked old man. And he's not going to change until he's 6 feet deep. Now we have Jacqueline on social media and whining and grinding and complaining and crying and talking a whole lot of crap. That's a deceptive in these people. That's how deceptive these people are. Because they deceive the Liberian people. They pretend like they're doing what they're doing for the sake of Liberians, but they wasn't doing it because they love Liberia. They wasn't doing it because they love the innocent, the poor Liberians, but they were doing it as a way to balance themselves in the future. Now, Joseph Boakai being a criminal and an old crook, he allowed people like Jacqueline to spend their money on him, run campaign, election material, all these things. She did all of that, thinking that if Joseph Boakai wins, it's going to be like a family business. Yeah, it is a family business. Joseph Boakai children are enjoying. But Jacqueline, look at you now. You're complaining. You're complaining. You're whining. Like an old cargo that you are. And Joseph Boakai ain't going to look at you because he's a very wicked old man. Whatever you did for Joseph Boakai, he has already forgotten it because that guy has dementia already. He's old. His brain is not working. Okay? So, but Liberian people would never learn until something hit them real hard. Now, this is the time. Imagine somebody like George Weah that saved Joseph Boakai's life. Joseph Boakai was at the point of death. He was dying. And President George Manuel Weah came out of nowhere and picked him up and flew him overseas and saved his life and gave him a pacemaker. Somebody that saved his life, he's going against that person. So why are you talking about, oh, you gave Joseph Boakai money and he's not returning your money? You gave the money because you said you love Liberia. You didn't give the money so that he can give it back to you. No, you said, oh, daddy, we're doing this for you. We want you to be a president. We want you to rule us. We want you to be our leader. So we're going to spend whatever we have. Some of you go in your savings. Some of you took money from the banks and invested in Joseph Boakai, thinking that when Joseph Boakai takes power, he's going to shower you guys with money. No. You see, Joseph Boakai have never seen such big money in his life. He had never sat in a position where he controlled an entire country. So now that Joseph Boakai is in that position, no one can just talk to him like that because he's untouchable. What can you do to a president? Nothing. You cannot do anything to a president. So all you're going to be doing is just talking and crying and whining. What's happening? What's happening in Liberia? This old man came to power and started to employ all his old friends. Look at Sylvester Grisby. May his soul rest in peace. He's a statesman that died in power. Yes. Joseph Boakai decided to bring calamity, like it's all abomination. Like everything about Joseph Boakai is just calamity. There was a Nigerian preacher man. He said to us, the Liberia, he said, if we allow Joseph Boakai to take over, Liberia is gonna be like hell. Some people think that the pastor was talking or Liberians gonna take gun and start shooting each other. No. What the pastor was telling Liberians is coming to reality, it's coming to pass. Now, Liberia was not as difficult as it is now. Children are not in schools because of selfish people who supported Joseph Boakai's selfish ambition. People who believe that when Joseph Boakai take power, they're gonna be the one in the front seat, running around and abusing other people. But now look at Jacqueline. Look at Jacqueline. She's on Facebook. She's crying. She's complaining and whining. She want her money, but she ain't gonna get it back because she had crossed the line with Joseph Boakai. And Joseph Boakai is a very vindictive old man. He never forget things. So when you do him bad, he's gonna pay you with bad. So this is a problem we're having now in our country. Joseph Boakai has arrived. He has arrived. So he has gotten to a point that he's untouchable. So people like Jacqueline, people like Stanton Waterspoon that sit on platforms and discuss Joseph Boakai just because Joseph Boakai is not going their way. All right. Guys, let's take 30 seconds and listen to Sugar Ants again. Okay. Like I said, all of you in that country, you guys are all Sugar Ants. So let's listen to Sugar Ants again for 30 seconds and we'll get back into our show.
They all around looking for sweet, they less sweet thing. Oh yeah, Sugar Ant, I want a Morovia with small money. They call me Papa, they call me Shiki, yeah. What my money feeling, they chilling for me. They can't save me, they look down on me. Those kind of people, that Sugar Ant. Oh yeah, I call them Sugar Ants. They jump from tree to tree, them okay. They jump from woman to woman, them quiet. They jump from man to man, them quiet. They jump from tree to tree, them okay. Sugar Ants, they all around, no.
Yeah. Sugar Ants, they're all around. Okay. You see, only Liberians can understand this. That's the why I tell you guys to always go and download Obadiah Topa music. Okay. You want to listen to music that has message in it. It's not just about a beat. Something that is, music that will touch your soul. This is what we bring to this platform. Okay. So, guys, like you see, I was saying, too many people supported Joseph Boakai because they wasn't doing it because they want Joseph Boakai to be president. No. Everybody that you see yesterday that was running campaign for Joseph Boakai, people you saw them putting money together just to see Joseph Boakai become president. They wasn't doing it because they love Liberia. They wasn't doing it because they love Liberians. They wasn't doing it because they want to help those children on the street. No. They wanted Joseph Boakai to become a president so that they can have advantage in the country where they can be able to be out, in a front seat and running around the city and taking advantage of innocent people. But you see, sometimes when you're planning, God is on the other side planning as well. So most of them, they are playing backfire, right? Now they're coming out on social media and accusing President Boakai of being a wicked man. When did you realize that President Boakai wasn't a good man? When did you realize? Like with all the story that you're putting out now, Jacqueline, with all the story that you're putting out now, Okay, when did you realize that President Joseph Boakai is not a good man? When did you realize that President Boakai is going to run the country into the valley? Because right now our country is being dragged to hell under this president. This man that you people supported embarrassed the seditions. And some of you have realized that President Boakai is not a man to lead the Liberian people because this guy have no vision. But here we are. Some of you are coming out, and most of you, you have been caught up in the shame. So it's hard for you to speak out. But deep down within yourself, we know you're dying slowly. You want to speak out, but you're embarrassed. Because most of you are embarrassed to your family. Most of you that voted for Boakai, most of you that sponsored the campaign, most of you are embarrassment to your family. Most of you are embarrassment to your children. Most of you are a disgrace to Liberia. Because you people brought hardship on the Liberian people. I saw an elderly lady on the street selling coconut. An elderly lady, somebody who should be relaxing and enjoying her grandchildren and enjoying her labor because she born a child and she worked hard and make that child to become somebody. But at the end of the day, the child have no job. So everything she invested in her child is going to waste. Now she have no choice than to be selling coconut on the street. Somebody who's almost like in their 70s. How the hell is 70 years old lady pushing a wheelbarrow in a country where we have an 80 years old president? What happened to the pensioner? There's no social security. And you people sat there and lied to the Liberian people that Joseph Boakai was a messiah. He was going to come and take the country from dust to grace. But apparently what's happening now, the country is actually being buried. That's what I see happening now because Boakai doesn't have the vision. You cannot be a leader when you have no vision. You're going to lead your people into the danger zone because you don't know where you're going. You have no plans, no ideas. You focus on building retirement homes. Your children are focused on, having dinner with a bunch of, I don't even want to say it though. It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. So Jacqueline, Stanton Waterspoon, and all these people who are speaking now, all of you sat down there and lied to the Liberian people and forced this old wicked old man on the Liberian people. Now the Liberian people are struggling. They are dying of hunger. The children are not in school. Education is down. There's no health care. Now children have to pay money at JFK to be treated. And before a doctor can touch you, you have to put a deposit down. So now this government is telling you that they prioritize money over your life. Money first, treatment second. It's not the other way around. So our nurses and doctors now at JFK, they're being brainwashed to only focus on raising money because this government wants to increase their budget, 2026 budget, to $1 billion. So how they're going to raise that money is by taxing the Liberian people, is by enforcing the poor people who cannot afford in hospitals to pay money so that they can be able to raise their budget next year to $1 billion. This year budget was what? 800 million. But what have we seen? Nothing. The only thing we see is the lawmakers enjoying, government officials getting fatter and fatter and fatter, while the poor people are getting more skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to raise the budget so that they can have more money in 2026. So y'all the Liberian people that voted for this president, you see, this is the thing. It's not just sedition who are suffering. No. ANC, CMC, L, ALP, whatever party, NPP, Unity Party, we're all suffering. Everybody is suffering. So it doesn't matter which party you belong to. Man, we're in the same shit. Okay? We are being ruled by a robot. He's a robot. He have no vision. And Joseph Boakai is going to sell that country. Now, the Minister of State is dead. He died in power, which means there's a vacancy. Okay, there's a vacancy. That position now, people are going to start fighting each other just to be in that position. But I tell you what, I've been seeing on social media and people are mentioning Henry and Pedro Costa, and it just made me laugh. Who the hell is Henry Pedro Costa to be in such a position as a Minister of State? First of all, Boakai is never going to forgive Henry Pedro Costa for what he said about him. So Boakai is never going to give Henry Costa that position. And Henry Costa does not even fit the position. He's not qualified for the position. So most of your government officials now, they already start fighting each other. Why Sylvester Gratesby's body is still lying down cold? He hasn't been buried yet. President Boakai is going through pain because that's his childhood friend. Somebody he confident. Okay. That's the kind of person they were. They were tight. That's why when Boakai won the election, he brought Sylvester Gratesby, because we know that Sylvester Gratesby is not a Unity Party member. No. But because of old friendship, because the president is running the country on friendship and family and tribalism, because that's who Joseph Boakai is. He's too tribalist. Okay? Nepotism. That's what's happening. So we already know that. He's not a man that respects the rule of law. He's not a man that cares about the Liberian people. He's not a man that cares about how family go to bed. If they eat, if they're in good health, he doesn't care about that. Look at the city. Look at the city, how dirty the city is. Where were they? Over the past 6 years, they were whinging and complaining. Oh, the country is this, the city is that, the city mayor is that, Java the coach is not doing this. Now look at musicians. People are putting teams together to go and help because the city is an embarrassment to the surface of the earth. The oldest republic is now. It's a garbage. It's the city is a garbage. It's come on, man. Joseph Boakai, you have to do better. All right, guys, let's go. Let me play one song, okay? And then we're gonna talk another 5 more minutes. Then we go. But I want to go down to Bakugbe by Obadiah Topa, okay? Yeah, Aibule. Let's listen to Obadiah Topa on this one for 30 seconds.
Signal. Amada, I wait to Aibule, leave. Amada, I wait to Aibule, leave. President Josh, but we are Liberia, love you. Oh, yeah. If you might have not seen the market, you won't buy what you want. Keep doing what you do, yo. Jehovah Jawa got your back. Liberian people got your back. CDC Australia got your back. Oh. Yeah. Sekosi, Teto and the Wabe, Mido and the Wabe. Go Seko Domi, Go Seko Domi. When I was child in the community, we used to walk in the water. When I went back 2018, oh, I was walking on the quota. I thought I was
y'all listen to that? Do you listen to that? These are people that grew up in those community. They grew up according to Obadiah Tukwa. It was muddy. But in 2018, when he returned, there was pavement. So we had a developmental president. Somebody would came to the Liberian people and said to the Liberian people, guys, y'all work with me. I'm new to this, and together we can do it. And the Liberian people look at it and they say, oh, you are not educated. Meanwhile, no, you cannot be a president of a country. There's a criteria for that. You have to have the credential. But Liberian people are still shaming George Weah for whatever reason. Yes, we love George Weah. Some of us we love him. He's a role model to many of us. But can any young person sit down and beat their chest and say Joseph Boakai is my role model? Because any young person who ever said that, they're not in the right state of mind. Because Joseph Boakai cannot be a role model. He is not a role model material unless you want to be a criminal, unless you want to be a failure. You can have Joseph Boakai as a role model. Okay. Joseph Boakai is not a presidential material. And we're going to keep saying until it resonates with you guys, until you people realize that Joseph Boakai is a vindictive old man. He did not come to rescue the Liberian people. That's a trick that they use. Rescue mission. But yet, Liberians are drowning. They are about to be eaten by an alligator. But the rescue team is there and watching. People are in the water, they're drowning, and the alligators getting closer, but they're sitting and laughing. People who meant to be rescuing. So Liberian people, you brought this upon yourselves. Okay. You brought these mistakes upon yourself. You brought this calamity upon yourself. Joseph Boakai and his gangs, they lied to you people. And you believe them and you give them the power. Now this is a time to reap what you sow. You guys need to embrace yourself because you still have another 4 more years to go. Stand strong. The country will be even harder as we go further towards 2029. So I want you to know that all of you that voted for Joseph Boakai, all of you that deceived the Liberian people, all of you that contributed to the election of Joseph Boakai, I want to say shame on all of you. Shame on those of you that are passing around social media and defending this useless government. I want to say shame on all of you. Those of you that is crying on social media because you give money to Joseph Boakai and he's not picking your call and he turned his back on you, When did you realize that Joseph Boakai was a wicked old man? Shame on you. Stanton Waterspoon, Conan Gray, Dr. Boakai, Glennis, and all of you that sit on spoon platforms and discuss the government that you people contributed to bring to power because of your selfish ambition, your selfish reason. You knew that this government wasn't going to help the Liberian people, but yet you people sit on your useless platform, on your criminal platforms, and lie to the Liberian people and manipulate the Liberian people and brainwash the Liberian people and brought this useless government to power. Now the Liberian people are struggling, and all you guys can do is to sit down on your criminal platforms and discuss it instead of discussing important issue. You guys are there discussing the CDC. The CDC is not in power. The CDC have another 4 years to wait. So they are not accountable for anything. But Joseph Boakai is. Mo Ali is. Amos Stewart is. All these people who are in government, they are responsible and they should be held accountable now while they're in power. Because they came to power on lies. And they lied to the Liberian people. And they made their way through. So they should be held accountable for every promises that they made to the Liberian people. Forget about 2029 election. Focus on running the government. Focus on bettering the life of the Liberian people. Focus on building educational system, a better one. Focus on having a better healthcare. Focus on having employment rate decrease. Focus on family who are struggling on the street. Focus on the disabled. And not focus on CDC. Don't focus on the CMC. The CMC and the CDC, the ANC, the CP, whatever it is. 2029, you guys can have your battle. You can fight. But right now, you have a job to do. Your job is to work for the Liberian people, put down some implementation. If you have to refund your government, refund this government so that these people can work for these Liberian people. Because these Liberian are the same people that was running campaign for you, that was in the rain, that was in the mud, that was in the dirty water, just to see you come to power. Stop treating the Liberian people like an outcast. You work for the Liberian people. You are not the boss. The Liberian people, the citizens are the boss. So stop working for yourself and your officials and your friends and your family. Focus on how you can better the life of the Liberian people. Healthcare, education, safe drinking water, infrastructure, or educational system. Everything needs to be touched. It's not about the economy is strong on paper. It's how the economy is impacting the lives of the citizen. That's when you know the economy is better. You don't just sit and go on platforms and say, yeah, the economy is doing this. No. Let the people feel the impact of the economy. Let their life be changed. Let their life be reformed. That's when you know that the government is working. The economy is getting stronger. Liberian people, be wise. That's it for me. And that's how I live today. I want to say thanks to all of you. Those of you that watch the show live, and those of you who are going to watch the video later, I encourage you to share the video with your friends. And yes. So thanks to all of you and good day.